Good morning, broadcasters. 360 Seconds news and commentary for broadcast professionals is on the air. I'm Maria Kolarova from TKT. Let's discuss the latest technological news with our respected experts, Philip and Mary Seidler. Don't forget to give the program a like. Amazon Web Services, or AWS, has introduced the AWS Generative AI Innovation Center, a program aimed at assisting customers in developing and deploying generative artificial intelligence solutions. With a $100 million investment, AWS will continue its AI and machine learning experts with customers worldwide to design and launch generative AI products and services. So, Philip, start us off. What do you think about this?
Got mixed emotions about this. Generative AI, although fascinating what we're able to do and what it can do, begs the question, I guess, a little bit of are you an artist by telling a machine how to make something? Compared to, I mean, all the things that generative AI creates from an imagery perspective, and still images are amazing. There's still some work to be done. But are you an artist? Is it going to displace artists? Is it going to displace, people who are learning art in the field because I just go to a prompt and, I put in the right words, and people are spending more time learning how to write the prompt correctly than actually utilizing the learning the tech underneath. So maybe it's because I'm old. I'm a little bit of a Luddite. I think it's interesting to see a large organization like this engage directly with the general business population for, hey, what things could we build? So from that perspective, it's interesting. I guess I'll won't pass judgment till I see what actually is built. I mean, Mary, what are your thoughts on this whole generative AI?
Well, I am a big fan of AWS because I went through one of their certifications programs. So just looking at it from an engineering point of view, they have been extremely supportive and extremely helpful because how else do you start learning all of this new technology that our industry never used? That being said, I was thinking, well, what could this help with as far as audio people go? An audio processor that is just run on AI, but that takes the magic out of it. So I can see it being an assistant, but there's beauty in flaws, and that's what we humans are. We are full of flaws, but that flaw in the voice or some adjustment in an audio processor, that that brings beauty to it. So I like using it as a backup or a little bit of a helper. I'm not a fan of having it just take over.
All right, now moving on. Shure has released Wireless Workbench 7, a tool designed to simplify RF spectrum management for audio professionals. The new version includes features such as a WWB scan library for pre-coordination, a dark mode for better visibility in low-light environments, improved device discovery, show-back functionality, and updated reports. So, Mary, as our audio expert, what are your thoughts on this?
So this is a huge help. So when we first started, for example, with AOIP, oh my gosh, you had to write down all the channel numbers and figure out on a piece of paper where everything was. This is a really helpful tool to make sure, oh, there's interference. Why is it being caused? It's a great troubleshooting tool. It's also a great tool so you can see exactly where everything is on the spectrum. Now, when I looked at it, being an RF person, I was like, ooh, I wonder if we could use this in FM to figure out where, like, for example, pirate stations are. That's not the use for it, but it's a very cool technology. The more I looked at it, the more I thought, oh my God, I'd have this running all the time just to make sure where things are.
Yeah, I know that when I worked at the Weather Channel many years ago, it's where I first sort of got a introduction to RF frequency management, spectrum management within studios, and I can see how a tool like this can be very valuable in those environments or in large concert arenas and things like that, where you have lots and lots. Everything's gone wireless. You don't have wired mics anymore.
And Mary, do you think something like this will have a big impact on the industry?
I think it will help, sure. I think people will start to rely on it just almost, I would hope, as a de facto, because it will really save a lot of time and effort in troubleshooting.
Great. Okay, now moving on to Vizrt. A study commissioned by Vizrt reveals that 70% of respondents find 3D augmented reality graphics and sports analytics tools enhance their sports viewing experience. Their research emphasizes the changing habits of younger audiences, with Gen Z preferring mobile phone viewing and shorter content. So, Philip, what are your quick thoughts on this?
So it's interesting. I think the study is probably fairly accurate. You can't always say everything is happening on the field, and this, it goes back to the old telestrator days. They'd write on the little board to show you what was going on. This just takes it to the next level, helps the audiences understand what's going on in the sports, and the Gen Zs and wanting to watch things on the phone is because they've got what they've got. We'll wait till they're 40 years old and their eyes have gone bad, and we'll see if they're still watching things on their phone. But it is really an interesting tool, and I'm glad to see that sports media has adopted it.
All right, well, that's all the time that we have today. Many thanks to our experts, Philip and Mary, and don't forget to comment on the news that we've discussed. See you next Monday at the same time. Goodbye.
Bye bye.